Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. And as you know, if you've listened to the Aftercast for any length of time, this is where we kind of talk about personal stuff too and life stuff. And I was recently at Thanksgiving with my daughter in Orlando because she is still working at Disney and she's dating this kid Spencer, and who Spencer we really like. I full disclosure, my wife and I really like him, and we did Thanksgiving with their family. They invited us over to Spencer's house to do a whole Thanksgiving, and we had a blast. Like, it was a lot of fun. We did one of the days at Disney with them, and like the two families got along really well, with one exception.
You.
No, not me. Spencer has a brother named Sean. And so, like, at first, like when I met Sean, I'm like, okay, he's kind of a studious kid, introspective. He's a little quiet, and he is, like a nice kid, like a really nice kid. And then as we started hanging out more, I got to see little glimpses of him more and more. And then we start playing this game, and under pressure, that's where you find out people's true colors.
True.
I saw this kid for who he really was. This kid's a problem. Like, this kid's got anger issues. This kid is super competitive.
What?
He was nothing like he portrayed himself earlier in the day with us. Like, completely.
What game was it?
Oh, it's just some weird board game thing. I'd never played it before, but he was just like super competitive. He got like almost rude and mouthy. Yeah, like to the point where I'm like, I kind of want to hurt you. And so, like, and I'm looking at Spencer going, is this what you're like too when I'm not around, But I'm like, no, Spencer's different. And then I'm like, where did he get this from? Like his dad or his mom, But they're both super nice. And so I'm just thinking it's just one problem kid. Because he has another brother, Simon, really nice kid, like kind of quiet, funny, kind, But
So is Sean
Sean is like
the middle kid?
I think he's like the bad apple, honestly, in this family.
Your face is
What is
saying,
this?
Yeah, what are you trying to
Are you doing this because they listen?
Yes. I found out that they listened to the podcast.
Seth
That's
is
a
the
good-
worst. I
that's a-
can't
Sean.
stand him. Sean, whatever.
That was a good intro.
he's
Like,
the
that was a
worst.
good
It's
amount
good. It felt real,
Well,
right?
It was a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Where if he's listening, he's like, oh, what's he talking about?
Because it's funny, because I found out that he listens to the podcast and that some of the family does too. And they were like, oh, you should mess with Sean because he's actually trying to be like on his best behavior so you don't talk about him. But then he got so competitive. It was really funny. Like, full disclosure, I really like this kid. Like, he's very chippy and talks a lot of smack, but that's how I play games too and stuff. So it was really fun. But all of that said, we actually had a good time, and it was good because like Haley and this guy Spencer have gotten more serious, and they've been dating for over a year now.
Oh, wow.
And so you do start to have those questions of, are they going to get married? And then you've got families that you're blending, and do these families get together and stuff? And like, his family is like super kind. And so even this weekend, we're going to join them in Austin. They invited us. They do a company thing for their company, and they invited us to go, and we're like, yeah, okay, sure. So like, all of a sudden, we're going to go hang out with them this weekend in Austin at a water park, which will be fun. And then we're all doing like Christmas and Christmas Eve together at Disney. And so it's been nice because I've known people that get into situations with in-laws and they don't get along with them, and it's a nightmare. It's always a fight over who spends time with who. And I was always really lucky. My in-laws really liked me, and I didn't think they were going to, because our families were very different. No, they really did. They really did. And so I was nervous about that, the best thing from this weekend was somebody asked Spencer, my daughter's boyfriend, if he's intimidated by me, and he goes, no. Okay, yeah. And I'm like, good answer, Spencer. But like Gavin, do you get along with your in-laws?
Oh, I love them. And
Okay.
I think I'm the favorite in-law amongst all the people that her siblings have married.
Okay.
I would say that confidently.
Oh, really?
Oh, 100%.
The others are mess ups? No.
Oh.
You're like, oh, I can't say it.
Unconfirmed.
Okay, no, you won't say. You didn't say. Gavin said nothing, because I know your dad will get on you. Stop talking smack about the family, son. You're better than this. I raised you better than this. I've never really. I've met your dad once, I think, right?
I don't think you've met my parents at all.
I thought they were here. I thought they came here one time.
You met you met my in-laws.
I met your in-laws. That's who I met.
They stopped by the studio. I
That's
think one
right.
day.
Yeah. I haven't met your dad. I would like your dad.
It was like a random holiday too, and for some reason, it was a Christmas break. And you were just in here for some reason.
Yeah, I came in to work on something or pick up something.
Funny.
Yeah. So that was a thing that always makes me nervous because I have friends that have been through nightmares with that. So it's good that you have a good relationship.
Do you think, Betty, that someday the strapping man that joins your life,
fool.
Oof, tough.
Trick.
What do you think the meeting Danny Ray process would be like? What's the dream scenario? The nightmare
Danny Ray's gonna be
scenario?
so happy he's not gonna let him go. He's like, son, have you killed anybody? Not this week. Okay, you're perfect. We love you. Come on into this family.
Sit on the porch with me. Smoke a pipe.
It's going to be, I don't really know how that's going to go down. I've thought about it before.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. I think my dad, of course, wants what's best for me.
sure.
Like, he loves me.
Yeah.
But he is also, I could see where he would come across as very intimidating to some guy.
Yeah.
And I think he would be a hard one to please.
Mm-hmm.
To be friends with, per se. Because sometimes I think of my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, they're like friends as much as they are parents and in-laws. Me.
There's a weird line between that because I want the respect of being older than somebody. Yeah. Like, I want Spencer to give me respect for just like I did my father-in-law, but then I also want him to not be like not that they're getting married, but not be afraid of me or not be afraid to have a conversation with me or to ask questions about stuff
or to have fun doing like a game time or on a vacation.
Yeah, like we foiled when he was here. We had a great time, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to do that more." And I get along really well with him. I don't ever want to be necessarily best friends with even my daughter because then you lose that objectivity as a parent that sometimes you have to have, and sometimes you have to have hard conversations with. Yeah,
and they don't think that you should be having those tough, pointing a finger, like wagging a finger conversations. Because but you're my friend.
I think the bigger question for you, Betty, is like, let's say you meet Mr. Right and things are going well, Danny's stamp of approval, but like, you don't like his family, or maybe, God forbid, his family doesn't like you. They think, oh, she's a gold digger because he's like 70, he's a millionaire.
In that case, you are correct.
Yeah, and so would that alter your decision?
What?
To be with him, to marry him?
That if I don't like his family,
or they don't like
me?
you? Yeah. If there's family drama, like already out of the gate before you're even married, when you're just dating.
Oof.
I think it would be up to him, whoever he is, if he can see and be honest with the fact that he has a family that's broken,
right,
and doesn't know good when they see it,
and takes your side, because honestly,
but I want it to be correct. Like, don't take my side just to take my side. But I have. I know someone that's in a situation that has horrible in-laws.
Yes.
And her husband knows that his parents are broken. Yeah. He knows that they are hard to please, hard to get along with. And he does the best that he can. I think... And their marriage is tough because of it. Yeah. Because he's trying to please his parents, but he's also trying to please his wife. And
that's the hard part. Because like if I chose my wife and for some reason they didn't like her, and if I could see that it was genuine, like this isn't right because this is not the person. Because sometimes people give you hard love and you might not be wanting to take it, but they are right. But in a case where they're not, and it's just vindictive or it's whatever, I would choose my wife over my family, hands down. And without question, you know, I have a friend that's in this situation. He has 2 kids, an 8-year-old and a, what is she, 6 now? His parents have never seen the 6-year-old girl, and they have only seen, the dad has only seen the boy once. So in 8 years since they had these kids, because they don't like his wife. They can't stand her. And she's... a wonderful person, but for whatever reason, Marty reminded me of this the other day. We were talking about this. At their wedding, after they had been married, at the reception, she told me that they weren't happy that
Who's she?
The mom of I'm sorry, the mom of the guy.
The mom of the guy.
Yeah,
okay.
She's the problem. Said that they were not happy that he married this girl in front of me, this girl, and my wife. Like, yes, like at her reception. So that just tells you, and it's never gotten better. And I know this girl has reached out and tried. They were supposed to do Thanksgiving together. They all made a plan to meet at this guy's sister's house and, a neutral place and things like that. And the parents just didn't show up. Like,
do they know why?
No,
why the parents don't like the girl?
we can't figure it out. Like
they won't even tell them?
No, they just don't like her. Like it's a Spanish family, and I think that they felt that she was never good enough for their son, or whatever. And the husband, I think, gets caught in the middle of it. Not the father gets caught in the middle between. Like I think he would be more
he needs
calm.
To stand up and say something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is so sad. I mean, they're missing out on their grandkids, and their grandkids are great.
Stupid.
And they just can't. And there was no one moment that, like, I could see if somebody was a psycho and you married a psycho, then by all means, if you're that parent, you're like, I don't have to be around this. I get it. I 100% get that. But she's not that way.
So you think.
She might be. Yeah. I mean, this girl that he married never backed down to the mom, and would not be run over by her. And I think that was where a lot of it came from. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. So it was a mess. Yeah.
But talk about a great family get together.
Hey.
All the drama.
I know.
Just sit there with popcorn and just be like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They just like, okay, I would go to that as long as it's not my family. I don't want drama in my own family, but I'm more than happy to enjoy others.
Totally.
Yeah. Speaking of drama, remember I talked about that 3-year cruise that was going to go off where you lived on a cruise?
This.
Okay. You live on this cruise. You really have followed this?
I have, yeah.
That's crazy.
I've seen just like the updates on like, I'll just let you go.
Okay. So the cruise line, they were supposed to set Life at Sea Cruises, 3-year voyage, and you had to pay a bunch of money for this. I think they said prices started at $87,000 a year for double occupancy, which, I mean, I guess that isn't too bad, really.
Depends on, your financial place. And if you compare it to, housing costs for some people, maybe that's not too bad.
And so you're on this boat for 3 full years going to all these exotic locations, blah, 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 but you're going to spend a bunch of money. So basically, though, they've canceled the cruise. And so all these people that spent all this money, they were like, okay, well, you'll get your money back in monthly installments. Which, no.
I read that some people, sold homes.
Yes, they were ready to go.
They're done with their lives because this was going to be their life for 3 years.
And then they would pick up when they got back and do something or buy an apartment or something like that. And so, they were ready to go. So now
they're homeless.
Basically. This one lady, she was a retired flight attendant. She was on a payment plan of $35,000 a month to stay in one of the biggest rooms that this cruise had.
Yikes.
What is she doing for a living?
She was a flight attendant. Like, where did you get your money?
Cash.
She's
that
found
family
herself
money?
A sugar daddy.
Something. That is crazy. And now they did say that they're going to delay it, and it's because of problems in the Middle East they're citing. But really, when you get down to it, they only had 150 cabins or 150 passengers for a vessel of over 600 cabins. So they did not even come close to selling this thing out. So basically what they're doing is they're postponing another year to try and keep people in, get more people to make it financially viable for them. They did say that anyone that wants a full refund will get it, including money that you spent getting visas and travel expenses. But those who also paid for the cabin, they can leave it till May 2024, but I don't think that's going to happen. Well, and then they'll also do a shorter cruise next summer free of charge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did read that some people, because there was a lot of drama where the boat was going to be taking off. It was going to be taking off from Istanbul, but then they moved it to New Zealand or somewhere else. And so people were, planning on being ready for this. And some people are in Istanbul. Just like, we're in another country away from home, ready to go, and they might not have a home to come back to.
Yeah, I cannot even imagine what a mess that is. Because for the few people, my only thought is for the few people that this is a hardship and they sold everything to do this, it's feels like a real rich person thing that you might be able to overcome this because this wasn't your life savings. But I guarantee you there are probably some people like this flight attendant that was, hey, this was a bunch of my or all of my money, to do this.
That's sad.
Yeah, I love cruises, but that is a long time.
This feels like this feels like it'll have somewhat of a maybe semi-documentary approach to it.
It's the Fire Festival of cruises, basically. Lady Rock, what do you got?
Well, I found this list of the worst lyrics in classic rock, and I'm going to give you the lyric. It's pretty bad. All of them are pretty bad, but I want to see if Wally can name the band and the song because these seem to be right up his alley.
I hope you didn't pick like bad ones that aren't really bad. Like you think, but I'm going to say they're fine. So what do you got?
Okay, I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5.
Okay, go.
The first one, this band thought this was a good lyric.
Okay.
He plays by sense of smell.
Oh, that's the Who. Pinball Wizard.
What does that mean?
He plays by sense of smell.
Yeah, he can't see. He's a blind kid. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
So he plays a pinball machine?
Yeah, pinball machine. He's a pinball wizard. He's a pinball wizard.
But how does smell help?
Because that's all he's got. He's deaf, dumb, and blind.
He's not playing by sight.
Yeah, and he's got his fingers on the flippers, and so he plays by sense of smell. It's what he's got to work with. It's what the Lord left him.
Smells like I'm doing good.
That sounds like
Makes
a
perfect
Christmas
sense to me.
shoes type song plot. Like, let's write a song about a kid that can't see and can't hear, but he uses his smell to play a pinball.
I think they turned it into like a musical, like an opera kind of thing. Tommy, I think it's called Tommy, the Pinball Wizard. Pretty sure.
Sad I missed that.
Yeah, that one's not out of bounds.
Who counts the money underneath the bar? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars?
Who counts the money underneath the bar? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars? That is Jefferson Starship or Jefferson. It would have been Airplane. I think that's Airplane. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. Call it irresponsible. Write us off the page. Marconi plays the mambo. Listen to the radio. Oh, don't you remember? We built this city. Da-da-da. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. That one. It's Jefferson Starship. Or they might have just been going as Starship at this point.
Yes, Starship.
Because it was Jefferson Airplane.
We built this city.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars?
No, well, apparently it landed with Miley Cyrus. I came in like a wrecking ball.
I guess so.
Yeah.
This one's a classic. In the desert, you can remember your name.
Oh, yeah.
Because there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Yeah, horse with no shame. Ride the horse with no shame. It's the Eagles, is it?
What was it called?
Not Desperado. In the desert, sure to feel good in the rain. In the desert, you go on. Oh, what is it? It's by the Eagles.
In the desert, you can remember your name, because there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Yes. Isn't it the Eagles?
No.
Who is it?
America.
Oh, it is?
And the song that you called A Horse with No Shame.
Yeah, Horse with No Name. What is it?
But I like A Horse with No Shame.
You know, no shame. They're always running around without pants.
With no It's called A Horse with No Name. But,
it is right. That's what it's called, A Horse with No Name. Okay, at least I got that right.
But why couldn't? What does it mean that you can't remember? You can't remember your name if people give you pain?
That I don't know. I'm not sure. That one is weird. America was weird. That's like 70s stuff. Like that's all 70s stuff was tripped out. Let's be honest. No one was sober writing songs in the 70s.
Yeah.
All right, this one you're gonna know because I mean, who wouldn't? Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit.
He took that midnight train. Going anywhere. It's Journey.
Called
Don't Stop Believing.
But did you know that South Detroit doesn't exist?
Why? It's the opposite of North Detroit.
Yeah, there's got to be a South Detroit.
I don't know. I could click on it, but they say it doesn't exist.
You know what? It's artsy, and if you don't get it, South Detroit is just basically it's what it is. It's representation. This is the level that people don't understand. This is a song. This is a song about addiction and being in hell. And Detroit is hell, and it's South Detroit, so it's south of hell.
You're making that up.
No,
there's no way that's true.
Look at your face. You're making it up. Your face tells everything.
Yeah.
Good job.
That was a good try.
It was pretty good.
That was almost as good as Sean.
If I could just lie, it's funny you mentioned it. We were playing a game. Back to Sean again from the beginning. The whole game was based on lying, and like that what got me because my daughter and my wife were playing, and so they'd see my face, and I couldn't win.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I couldn't win. Yeah.
And finally, this is the last one. Only time will tell if we stand the test of time. What?
Yeah, that's really deep,
that's
man.
A circle.
Only time will tell if we stand the test of time.
Yeah, man. That's a good lyric. Write it down.
Yeah, it's something I live my life by. Like, come on.
Who wrote it down and said that's good, man?
Yeah. Only time will tell if we stand the test of time. Can you sing? Do you know how it goes?
I have no idea how this goes.
It sounds so familiar, but I can't place it.
Sing it.
Only time will tell if we stand the test of time.
Only time will tell.
Man, do you have any other lyrics? Do you have any other lyrics in that?
I don't, but I will.
That's all you have?
I will tell you that the song the title is a question.
It's a question?
Yeah. It's called Why.
Oh, what's the band?
Van Halen.
No, it's not. No wonder it makes sense, though.
Scare.
Only time will tell if we stand the test of time.
Yeah, only time will tell.
Why can't I get this?
If some guy told me, I was like, do you think we're going to make it?
Right.
And he said,
only time will tell.
Break up with stand the test of time.
Yeah.
I would have been like, excuse
Well, don't you get it? Because it makes sense. Because
Does it make sense?
Only time will tell if we stand the test of time. So you don't know if you're going to stand the test of time until you go through it being the time. Like, that makes perfect sense. It's so logical. But what song is it?
Why can't this be love?
Why can't this be love? Okay, now I will say this is Van Hagar. This isn't early Van Halen like with David Lee Roth where they had songs like Jump, just out of nowhere, or like Panama, and they had some weird lyrics, I'll be honest with you.
Like this one.
But
Only
this one,
time will tell.
Yeah.
If
How can this be love? Yeah. I think that's off OU812, I think.
I should have looked up to see what was that one that you and Marty call your song?
Firehouse,
Fire
Love
Brigade.
of a Lifetime. Firehouse. Finally found the love of a lifetime. Love to last my whole life through. I finally found the love of a lifetime. Forever in your arms, I finally found the love
I should pull lyrics
of a
too
lifetime.
to like songs like Hallmark songs.
Yes.
Be like, those are real lyrics.
I watched somebody
gosh.
on TikTok because that's all I
Of
spend my
course
time
you
doing.
did.
He did a fake band
15
shirt.
hours.
I know, that's what I spent. He did a
saying
fake band shirt of all like a concert shirt of like a world tour of all bands that were fictitious bands from movies.
Oh.
And it was great. Like the names of these bands are so lame.
Like what?
Like Joan Jett, what was that movie? The Dark Side. And it was just all these random weird names of bands.
Did he do the Oneaters?
Oh, that would have been great. Yeah.
You didn't do
As in, I wonder what happened to the Oneaters. Still one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so
It's
good.
such a good movie.
It is a really good movie.
Yeah, I like that. And she's so great in that. Liv Tyler.
Yeah, she's so cute.
She was one of those people when she got her first movie, I'm like, okay, she got this because of her dad. How good is she going to be? And I think her first movie was Armageddon, wasn't it? Or at least the first one that people...
No, she did that one that was like a
knew her from.
record movie.
What?
Yes.
Well, she was in The Wonders, which is a record movie.
No, she was Empire Records. That's what
I never saw that.
That was in 95, so that was before Armageddon because
Okay.
that was in 98.
Okay, but I think Armageddon kind of mapped her. Like, I think more people saw... Because that was a big movie with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck.
Oh, That Thing You Do, though, was before Armageddon.
No, it was not.
It was in 96.
No.
That's what it says.
No!
That's what it says.
I refuse to believe this. I refuse to believe this. There's no way.
That Thing You Do was released in 1996.
That feels like an early 2000s
Before Armageddon? Wow, if it's 96 and it still stands the test of time, that makes it even better.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly. So, Betty, you know how I'm very skeptical about Christian movies, at least the ones I'm not in.
Of course.
Yeah. So I got invited to see the movie Journey to Bethlehem, which is a musical about the birth of Christ. So right there, flags go up. I know, right? That's what I thought. But then I started thinking, they turned the story of Alexander Hamilton into a hit musical. So why not the story of Jesus? It should be better, right? Yeah. So I go to an advanced screening of the movie Journey to Bethlehem. And I have to tell you, at first I was like, when they started off singing right out of the gate, I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. And I really, as I leaned into it and went with it, I'm like, man, this is actually really good. I really enjoyed it. If you loved High School Musical, Camp Rock, Glee, you and your family will love it because the guy who did a lot of the music for those shows, Adam Anders, directed and did all the music for Journey to Bethlehem.
Oh,
he actually,
we're all in this together.
We'll be singing the songs from Journey to Bethlehem like that too. The movie stars Antonio Banderas as Herod, and I got to tell you, Joel Smallbone plays his son, and he holds his own with him scene for scene. He was amazing.
I wonder why they didn't ask you to be in it.
I don't know. Maybe because we're all in this together. That's why. Now I see it.
That's it.
So if you want to check out the movie or learn more about it, it's journeytobethlehemmovie.com.
There you go.
Well, there you go is right.
Mind blown.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this portion of the Aftercast. Now we're going to move on to birthdays.
Woo!
What do you got?
Okay. We don't have any birthdays.
Okay. What do you got? A question?
We've got one from Cora. Her question is, how many hairstyling products does Wally use?
It's a very good question. And I've whittled it down to just one. Well, two. Okay, two. I have two.
Yeah.
I use this Redken paste kind of thing.
Nice.
It's a man paste.
It's a man paste, okay?
It's
Don't
for guys.
get crazy.
Yeah. It's not a girl thing. It's a guy thing. And I have to use that. And then the amount of hairspray that I use basically is responsible for the hole in the ozone layer. I've single-handedly done that. Like when they do a map over, like they map the sky and you see this giant hole over China and they're like, we got to really work on our emissions. And then the earth rotates and they're like, what in the world? What? Let's zoom in on this. Spring Hill, Tennessee. What's going on at this address? And it's me with that can of hairspray.
Is there a certain kind that you use, like Aquanet?
Tresemme. It sounds worse when you say it out loud, but it's really good.
How long does
Tresemme overspray?
How long does one bottle
extra
last?
Hold. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, I was on a vacation and I had two of the little travel bottles and
Tresemme,
I know.
Ooh la la.
I didn't think it was going to be enough, so I got a big bottle to take with me. I didn't think the little travel one was going to be enough for a week. So yeah. So here, let me think about here. Let me go through what
Please.
it would.
Take your time.
Okay, I've got the hairspray in my hair. I'm trying to go through how I would actually do it. So I've just done the spikiness with the paste, and then this will be the length of time that I spray. Okay.
Seems like we could be done.
No. Really?
Punch it a little. Now I'm done.
What does your hair feel like?
It's stiff. Like I can wake up and I'm ready to go a lot of days.
Because you only have to do that once, right?
And you do it at night?
No, I do it every day.
Oh, you do it every day?
Every day I spray.
Why the ozone layers?
I respray it most days.
You wash it every day?
No. No. Well, when I get a shower, I don't wash it. I water it. Like a plant.
Wash your hair?
No. Like Betty, she doesn't even get her hair wet. No. I at least wash my hair out with water. I don't wash it with soap.
No, don't say I at least wash my
hair.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yes.
Why don't you, if you're going to put water on it, why don't you just shampoo it?
Makes it too soft. And then it does, like, your hair, you'll know this. 2-day hair, always better because it's got a little bit of dirt and whatever in it.
Grime.
Exactly. Same thing. When I wash it, my hair is so thin and so fine that it actually takes me a couple of days to get
withers.
Back. Yeah, so I don't like to use the shampoo a lot.
You shampoo on like a Saturday when you know you've got some time to prep for.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go with every Saturday.
Just run some water over it.
Yeah, like if you compared like your, the amount of bottles of hairspray versus the amount of bottles of shampoo you've used in the last decade.
You could grow carrots in my scalp, probably. No.
Thank you.
Wow, this was enlightening.
I did not want to
I use a lot of hairspray and hair product, but I have to.
Gavin, do you use any?
No.
None?
But again, I wash my hair every day, which I have heard it's not great for you per se. But
for your scalp.
I saw a thing that said you're not supposed to use soap every day.
I'm not going to follow that.
This is just because he's like, we were shocked that he said, I'll run water over it. What?
No, I saw a thing about that.
Filthy animal.
Yeah. I know, that's fine.
I wear too many hats these days to try the product. And the widow's peak is still just a little bit there. So I'm good. Yeah, it's too much time, too much effort.
Did you see the story I did on vacation, though? Of some people ask me, is your wife really high maintenance? And it's a video of me hairspraying my hair in the shower. I didn't because we were both getting ready at the same time in the bathroom. And no lie, when I start spraying my hair, and I understand it's a lot, but when I start spraying my hair, this is what happens. My tongue is tingling. Could you please not do that? And
you're just like slowly killing your wife.
I know,
hairspray.
With hairspray.
So it helps if you do it in the shower.
So I went to be kind. I stepped into the shower where the curtain was, so I could spray my hair, so it wouldn't get all in her face. And I'm like, so you think your wife is high maintenance?
You are a knight in shining armor.
I am.
Sir.
I'm a good man.
Very shining hairspray, shining armor.
How many products do I use? I don't use well, it just depends. I guess it depends on what the week looks like because I don't wash my hair. I wash it once a week.
Yeah, and you do dry shampoo.
I do dry shampoo. But I use like a root lifter sometimes.
Nice. Okay.
Sometimes I use a body foam type thing just to make it seem thicker.
Like a mousse.
Sometimes I use like a gritty spray, like sea salt type thing. It's supposed to make it feel like it's 3 days old when it's just washed. Like you were saying,
but that's true.
Withers.
There used to be this guy who was a famous hairstylist. He had a TV show, but it was like he created this product called Dirt, and it was basically a paste you put in your hair, but it gave you that third day of hold and body in your hair. And should not be talking about all this stuff. I know way too much about this. But to your credit, your hair always looks amazing.
Thank you.
It works for me.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, let's wrap this bad boy up, and we will do this again tomorrow.
Bye.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.